Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the MILXNAKE Show. I'm so excited for our guest today. This is literally my emo fantasy. I'm so excited! We have the amazing JConn joining us from a band that I discovered when I was in college, and the band is called The Over Under, and they're just so emo and they're so talented, and it's pop punk, which everybody knows is my favorite thing in the whole world. So I'm super excited to be talking to Jimmy today. As always, if you guys do enjoy this episode, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and also the Spotify channel. We'd love to have you up here in the treehouse. It'd be so fun if you could stay with us. But yeah, please enjoy this episode with the amazing JConn, and see you guys soon. Thank you for being on the MILXNAKE Show, sponsored by Pepto-Bismol. Abysmal.
Pepto-Abysmal?
Yeah, it's an amazing clothing brand where everybody can get the sickest garms that they've ever seen. It's kind of emo actually. It's like pink clothes with the Addams Family prints on them and stuff like that.
Oh, dope.
It's really cool.
Okay,
yeah, my friend
cool.
makes it.
Oh, sight. No, that's awesome. I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah, she's so cool. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, JConn. Oh my god, I'm so excited to have you on here. I've been trying to get you on here for so long.
I know, it's been a long time coming. I think you first asked me months. How long? I don't even know. 5 months ago. It was
ages ago, literally.
It was a long time ago, and then yeah, finally it's happening.
I know.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So what is it that you get up to these days? Because I can see you've got a cool BeatStars t-shirt on. So
I do have a BeatStars t-shirt on. I didn't really plan this. This was honestly just the first t-shirt that was accessible to me in my closet, so I just pulled that out. But yeah, I am. Yeah. So for those of your audience who don't know me, which is probably most of them, my name is JConn. I'm a music producer, songwriter, audio engineer. Live in Houston, Texas. Work at a few different studios here in the city. Collaborate with a lot of different artists, both locally and online over the internet. And before this, I sang and played in a band called The Over Under, which is how we initially connected.
It's so funny. This is what the show is all about, being emo, and
I don't know if I qualify as emo anymore, but at one point I probably would have.
Are you sure though? Because I feel like it's never a phase. You're always emo.
I think it was. I don't know. I think I just kind of grew out of it. But I always, But I don't know. Maybe there'll always be a part of me that is that.
I mean, I guess so. You still have your cool sleeve though. You can't get rid of that.
I can't get rid of that. No, that's forever. Some things are forever, and that is one of them.
So how did you get into music then? I want to hear the whole story.
Yeah. So I got into. Well, I'd always, I wasn't I'd always done music growing up, but it was always just kind of a hobby. Growing up, I played sports, and I was had a pretty typical childhood, and just always kind of did music as a hobby and on the side. And I started playing guitar when I was 12. Was always kind of able to sing a little bit, and would write songs. They weren't very good, and I wouldn't really show anybody. And then I had always kind of made beats and stuff. Just I don't know. I never really took it that seriously, and I never thought that it was anything I could actually do as a career or anything like that. So, but yeah, I started doing music, probably as a teenager, and then, once I got done with school, once I got out of college, I decided to kind of go after a little bit more, and I moved to New York, started a band, and that was kind of the beginning of the journey, and I've been doing it in some way, shape, or form ever since.
That's amazing! Oh my god, because yeah, I literally discovered your band in the strangest way.
Yeah. I was gonna say you should tell the story about how you came across the Over Under.
I don't know if I should.
No, you absolutely should. It's only fitting.
I'm literally gonna get killed by this dude, but basically.
Do you still talk to all those people?
No, a lot of my friends are still friends with this one dude, but the last time I spoke to him was maybe a year ago on the phone, so not really.
Oh, okay. All right. So you still have a little bit of a... But yeah, you should. I think it's a funny story.
I don't think... Maybe he'll be mad, but I don't really care.
Hey, whatever. He did it to himself.
Basically, when I was at college, there was a guy who was so I studied music at college, right? So this guy came in and he was like, oh, I want to share my music with everybody. I want I want to like show you guys my SoundCloud. So he loaded up his SoundCloud and he started playing like this really awesome pop punk like music. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the best thing I've ever heard. Like, I can't believe you made this. This is insane. I was like, no way. Because this guy had moved from America. He was actually, I can't remember where he lived, but like one of his parents was in America and then he came over here. I was like, why do you have an American accent? Like he's British, like he has a British accent.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, when I was in America, like I just developed this American accent. It was just crazy. I was like, oh my God, like you sound so cool. You sound so pop punk. It's actually insane. And I wanted to hear more of the songs. And I can't even remember how I did this because it's not like we had what's it called? Like the AI that detects songs.
Yeah.
We didn't like have that.
This was way before that.
Yeah, like we didn't have that at the time, so I don't even know how I found your page, but basically I somehow figured it out that he had not actually recorded this music and he was just lying, using your music and uploading it to his SoundCloud page. And I basically just outed him in front of everybody and he was like, oh, I can't believe you did that. I mean, I was a
that's probably a very unique way that we gained a fan. I don't think anyone else could say that was. I mean,
what could I say? I just find whenever I want to hear the music, I find it. You know, if I wanted to hear the artist, I'll find them.
Yeah, no, that's a very admirable quality. But I remember this was back in like 2020, right? I think.
What I told you?
Yeah, so I remember that day too. Like I was at Walmart.
Oh my gosh.
I was waiting in line to check out, and you know you're standing there, and you're trying to naturally pull up your phone and trying to figure out a way to kill the next 5-10 minutes or however long. And I started going through some DMs, and I saw yours, and I noticed it wasn't a message; it was a voice recording.
Oh my God.
And I had never seen that before on Instagram. They must have just started doing that around then. And I listened to it, and I hear this British girl telling me this story about this guy that she knew in school who was like trying to steal my identity or something. And I'm just like standing there in line laughing, listening to this story, and it was like multiple voice messages. Like you ran out of time on the first one, and kind of like to be continued it. So yeah, that was funny.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm sorry to ruin your shopping trip with this awful news.
No, you didn't ruin it. If anything, you enhanced it. You made it more.
But yeah, no, when he catfished you, it was like 2014. It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but
maybe he's still doing it. Shout out to that guy. Hey man, look, I appreciate anyone who liked the band and then listened to the music and. You know, regardless of, if you want to pawn it off as your own, feel free. I don't care.
Can I just say, his music made you 10 times cooler. Like, we went to a Halloween party, and I remember I just wanted to stand next to him the whole time. I was like, I'm standing next to this guy. Like, have you heard his music?
this guy. This super talented individual.
Literally. And then when I found out it was your music, I said to him, like, why did you, like, steal this guy's music out of, like, you could have picked someone who was, like, more under the radar, basically. And he was like, I can't remember what his reason was, but he said that he thought that you sounded alike, or he sounded like you. And I was just like, stop chatting shit, bro. Like, it's so dumb. It's like, yeah, we have similar voices, so I wanted to pick someone who sounded like me.
Yeah, good strategy. It worked for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard him sing to this day, so we'll never know, We'll
never know. That's a mystery.
We'll never know. But the first song that I heard was Through the Walls, because that was the first one he took from you.
Okay, so so you kind of, that was like the later stuff.
Yeah, I guess he just was looking. But then when I like found the band, obviously I was like looking back and back and back. The second one he took from you was another Valentine.
Yeah, okay. Same, yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the one. I was like, I love this song so much. The way I was singing it, oh my God, it was ridiculous. But
well, thank you for listening. You know, again, I appreciate anyone who listened, and it's awesome, man. It's an awesome feeling. Like I get people reaching out to me all the time. It's an awesome feeling to like create something and like reach people, and, regardless of how or
But
anything.
obviously your band must have started way before I found it. So when
the
were you
band the
on?
band started. Oh yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I was just
Sorry.
gonna say, were you like on MySpace and stuff? Like when did it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Actually, that was the first. This was like we started in like 2007. It
Wow.
was the summer of 2007. That's when the band technically started, and yeah, we were that was the first platform we ever released stuff on was MySpace. And then there was a site called Pure Volume. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
Neither of these sites exist anymore. Like you go on MySpace, there's like I actually went on it the other day to see just to see what it's like tumbleweeds. There's
Oh my
nothing on there.
God.
There's no music. Pure Volume is no longer. But yeah, those were the first two that we started putting music out under, and then it eventually, once YouTube kind of became bigger, I switched over to that, and MySpace died. Rest in peace. But yeah, 2007 was when like basically 2007 to 2013. That's pretty much the lifespan.
Wow. That's so cool. What was your like influences for starting this band?
Uh, well, at the time, like the popular bands at the time were kind of like it was kind of like at the time when Fall Out Boy was really big. But we were influenced by bands like Blink. Newfound Glory was a big influence. Yellow Card. Just a lot of those like kind of pop punk bands from that era in like the early 2000s. That's kind of the stuff that we were influenced by and sort of trying to be in that same lane.
Wow.
But and then like later on, it kind of the band sort of dissolved and it kind of became more of like my solo thing, and then it was more just like me with acoustic guitar, and that was kind of more like Dashboard Confessional influenced stuff. But yeah, it definitely evolved over time.
That's amazing. I do feel like I've seen a video of like when I was researching, I saw a video like an interview of you from like 2007. It was like so long ago. It was crazy.
I stumble upon some of that stuff now. I'm like, man, this was
That's
like another
amazing.
life. It was like another lifetime.
Literally living the dream. We're living like the emo kid dream at this point, you know?
I'll tell you, man, it's not quite as glamorous as you might think it is. It's a lot. Playing in a band is a lot of work. It's a
Yeah,
lot of headache. There's really rewarding things about it, but there's also, man, it can get tough.
I can
It's
imagine.
very very frustrating. Have you ever played in a band?
Yeah, when I was at
I know you.
college.
I know you play music. I didn't know if you have ever played in a band or not.
Yeah, when I was at college, I was in a band. We actually kicked out the guy who catfished your music. He was the bassist, so we kicked him out.
Oh, this guy was in your band? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was just like some random kid.
He was only in it for like 2 weeks, then we replaced him.
I mean, look, we had a saying like if we kicked a lot of people out of it. There were probably like 16 members of the over under.
Oh my
Like,
God.
it was like a rotating door, and we used to always say like if you're not kicking people out of your band, you're doing something wrong.
I guess so. I guess so.
You should be kicking people. It's just really difficult to get 4 or 5 people who's come from different everyone has different lives and backgrounds, and to get them all going in one direction is tough, is difficult. So, but it's man, I do miss that a little bit. Part of me like wants to like man, am I too old to start a band
No,
now?
I think you should do it. I think you should do it. Like, I don't know. I think your beats are amazing and like making beats is fun, but like you got the voice. Like, come on. If I could sing like you, I'd be in a band right now.
Yeah, like I still use my voice. I just use it in a different way. I don't really release music, but like I think when I work with artists, the fact that I can sing and write songs definitely helps. Like I can sort of get my point. Like if I'm making a record with somebody, I
Yeah.
can. It's very easy. I can use it as like a writing tool, and it definitely helps. I still use my voice, just not to make band songs.
I get
But
that.
I've dabbled it. I've always like sometimes I'm like, man, like let's just put out a single and just see what happens. But I just never. I've just kind of left it sort of where it was, and I like producing. I really enjoy making beats and writing and working with artists and trying to help them and sort of be more of a coach than a player, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So tell me how you got into like making and stuff.
Yeah, so the production stuff started when I was still doing the over under. Like I said before, I used to make beats. I made beats on Fruity Loops. Now it's FL Studio, but I just kind of did it for fun, and I actually used to make demos for the Over Under on GarageBand.
Oh wow.
Like really shitty sounding demos. Like I wish I could like go back and find some of these. I don't even know where they are. But they were good enough to like bring to a producer, just to give them an idea of like, hey, this is what I'm going for. So that was kind of my first look under the hood as far as like how songs are made, and but I had always had an interest in producing, like as an artist, like I was pretty fortunate to work with a lot of good producers, and I would always kind of watch the producer and like try to figure out like, oh, what is he doing? Like, how's he doing this? Like, and over the years, I had a number of people tell me that they thought I might be a good producer, so that gave me a little bit of confidence. And then around 2012, like I just had all these song ideas, and I just wanted to be able to create them. You know what I mean? Like rather than write a song and book a studio like months later, like I was like, you know what? Let me just take the money that I was gonna pay this producer, and I went and I bought some equipment. I got a Mac computer. I got a bootleg version of Logic. I got a mic. I got a preamp interface, VSTs, plugins. Like basically just like kind of got started with that, and just quickly became obsessed with producing. And like was there ever like a video game that you played that you just couldn't stop playing?
Yeah, I think maybe Animal Crossing, because I still play it.
There you go. That's the best way I can describe it. Like
Whoa.
like that's what it was. Like I would I'd go to my job, I'd come back, I'd produce music until I went to sleep. I did that for years, and initially the idea was I'm gonna produce my own music, and then I don't know. Eventually, like I don't know. I stopped. I was like, I don't really care about being the voice or the face of the song anymore. Like if this is a great song, and there's a better artist, for it than me who can take it farther, so be it. So. Started shifting my focus towards creating for other artists, rather than myself, and I just think you can accomplish a lot more when you stop caring who gets the credit.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like I've gone the other way. Now I'm a star.
Now you're just like, hey. So you started producing, and then you're like, nah, I want to be the artist.
Yeah, I was like, when I was at college, I was like, I just want to produce for other people. Like, I don't care. I'm not like a spotlight type of girl. And now I'm like, actually,
Actually, I want all the attention. Give it.
Actually. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But I'm going to go back the other way, I think. Like, I just wanted like a little bit of time to do my own thing. And now, as soon as I'm approaching 30 in a few years, I'm just going to go back the other way.
Yeah, no, that was also, that's a good point. That factored into my decision as well, because like at the time of like when Through the Walls and that like when that last stuff was out, I was like 28, 29 at the time, and I was like, I was trying to get a record. I did everything I could to get a record deal. I just, for whatever reason, it just didn't happen, and I just remember thinking like, what is my shelf life as an artist? You know what I mean? Like once you hit 27, it's really difficult to get.
Really?
Yeah. For girls, it's even younger.
Wow.
Like they want to be able to like develop the artist, from an early age, and so I kind of that kind of factored into it as well. I was like, I don't know how much longer I have as an artist, but I can produce records until I'm 50.
Exactly.
60, it doesn't like there is no it doesn't even matter. So I just remember like it was like a fork in the road, and I could like see it. I was like, either I need to either start producing, or I need to like find something else to do with my life.
Yeah.
And I went this way. So
nice. No, that's really cool. Like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel, to be fair. I feel like a lot of people feel that way as well.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's good to be conscious about it. You have to sort of know how the industry works and be able to make decisions. But yeah, I have no real regrets. I definitely, like I said, I definitely like producing. And I did like performing and playing shows and touring around and shooting music videos and all that stuff. But like my favorite thing about the band was always when we were in the studio making songs. Like I couldn't wait to like write and record music and get in the studio. Like that was always what I looked forward to the most. And I think that definitely contributed to the producing thing, because you're always in the studio. So I was like, I could just be in the studio all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's mad though. So when you did play shows, did you play like locally, or did you go to any of these events like Warped Tour or anything like that?
No, we actually never played Warped Tour.
Really?
I think we tried to get on it at one point, but we weren't like we played. The band was in New York.
Okay.
We were based in Long Island, New York. so we played a lot of New York, New Jersey. We did like tours around the Northeast, but we never did like a national tour. We would go to like, we'd go to Boston, we'd go to, Pennsylvania, we'd go we'd go to a lot of different places kind of around in that area of the country. And then we just kind of played the digital game. We did stuff on YouTube and tried to, but it was, we never did a national tour, but that was kind of it never really made sense to, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we definitely tried. We tried to get on it. Like our goal was like we wanted to get on some tours and like open for bigger bands that were sort of in our same lane. But yeah, mostly we just played locally, and New York City we played a lot.
So are you originally from there?
I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I grew up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So that's kind of near Philly. And then I moved to New York. New York is about 3 hours from where I grew up. Okay. So I moved there. Once I was done with school, I moved to New York and kind of just stayed there for a long time.
Okay. That's like the only place I've ever been to in the USA.
That's probably the only. If you're not from here, that's most likely where you would go.
I feel like I need to come again. I need to visit some other places.
Definitely check out Nashville.
I don't know where that is. Is that in the South?
Nashville's in Tennessee. Yeah, it's it's in the South. Yeah, it's like I'm bad with geography. It's kind of I guess it's kind of close to it. I think it's a few hours from Atlanta, but like the other direction. But yeah, it's in Tennessee. Well, Nashville is super nice. Like I'm thinking about moving to Nashville, to be honest.
Awesome, yeah.
I definitely, it's on the list of possible destinations.
Yeah, I heard there's a studio there. I think it's called like is it called Blackbird or something?
There's, I know what you're talking about. There's I think that's a venue actually, but there's, I mean, there's so many studios in Nashville. There's like a whole like street that's just all studios. It's very much, it's like, I would say like, in terms of music industry, it's like New York, LA, and then Nashville is like right below.
That's interesting. Oh, I might consider it.
Definitely check it. Yeah, I think you'd really like it.
Oh, that's cool. So where can we find you now? Like you're on BeatStars under Jimmy Connors, I would assume.
I think that's my. Let me just make sure that's my. Well, actually, I mean, I have my BeatStars. If you type in JConn, you'll find me. But my website is jconn.net to make it easy, and that's basically like you can hear all my beats and you can check out some of my records and contact me, and that's sort of where I try to keep everything. jconn.net.
That's so cool. Do you work with international artists or mostly just local?
Yeah. I mean, I work with BeatStars is I mean, that's the whole world. Yeah. Like you'll get people like downloading your beats from like countries that you've never heard of. so technically, I guess I work with artists all over the world. But I've had artists I do like mixing too. I do mixing and mastering, that kind of stuff. So I have some clients that are overseas in different countries. But yeah, as far as like artists that I've collaborated with, it's usually I work at different recording studios. So that's sort of where I'm in the room with people. So it's mostly local, I would say.
Nice. But yeah, I'm waiting for the new Over Under stuff. Like I've been waiting,
Reunion tour, yeah. We'll come play in the UK.
Hell yeah.
I don't think that's possible. I think most of the band members, like some of them are like married with kids at this point.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think if I was like, hey guys, we're getting the band back together.
We're getting the band back together. We're going on.
Guys, let's do it.
That would be amazing if you could do that. Just for me and my friend.
Just for you, yeah. Just you just set the show up. You bring the people. We'll show up. We'll take a boat. We'll bring all our equipment. I actually don't have I don't even think I have. I think I sold most of my equipment. I mean, I don't even think I have an electric guitar.
Oh my god, it's okay. You can borrow mine. I've got an amp as well in the corner. It's alright. You can take it.
Can you just provide all the music equipment and we'll just come?
Yeah, it's done. Finished.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, and then we'll get my friend on the backup vocals, seeing as you guys sound exactly the same. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. He can be a featured guest. I would have to relearn all of the songs. I don't think there's a single Over-Under song that I could perform right now.
He could teach you your songs. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to listen to them and figure out, like retab them, and I don't even know how I'd do that. I'm trying to think if there was one song that I could play. No, I don't think there is. I have to.
I really do like Through the Walls. That was on my playlist after I found it.
Yeah, thank you.
That was just...
That's actually kind of a hard one. There's like a guitar riff. It would be very difficult to figure that out again.
Do you feel like you spent so much time producing now that you've kind of forgotten your guitar skills?
Oh no, I still play guitar. I actually try to incorporate guitar like into my productions if I can. But now there's so many VSTs and plugins, and it's like I can make a guitar sound without even recording the guitar. And I can get it to sound almost. I mean, I could play you some stuff that I've made, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely a real guitar."
Really?
Yeah, it's scary. It's crazy.
Oh
but I do like playing guitar. I definitely enjoy playing, and it definitely helps sometimes when you're in sessions and you're writing with artists and they want to do sort of more of a guitar thing. It's like it's a good skill to have.
Yeah, I can see that, to be fair. Like, I feel like I lose my skills when I'm doing production and I don't always play guitar. Or I only play it for, like, just that bit that I'm recording, and then I'll just put it away. It's just...
Like, I don't get any better. Like, I don't play enough where I improve. But, like, it's kind of like riding a bike.
Yeah.
You know, you're just always kind of pretty good at it. You don't ever forget how to do it.
That's true.
Like I don't play piano, so a lot of times if I'm like making a beat or production, I have to like play it on guitar and then like kind of transpose it.
Yeah, same. I have to do that as well.
That's like one thing I wish I was better. I wish I was better playing keys, because that gets kind of annoying sometimes when you're trying to like.
Yeah. Do you play any other instruments?
No, just guitar and sing. Those are the only two that I'm any good at. Drumming, I'm not great. Like, I can play a little bit just from beat making. I've kind of picked up drumming a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, tactically, I'm not very good. Yeah, those are pretty much the only guitar and vocals are my two.
Nice. Where did you learn to sing? Where did you learn to sing like that?
I don't know if I didn't take like vocal lessons or anything. I don't know. I sang. I remember like when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, I did a play, and it was great. So I did a play. It was, do you know this A Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did this play where I played Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol.
Nice.
I was like 3rd or 4th. I think I was in 4th grade, and the play required singing. Like I had to sing as part of it, and I think when I did that, I was like, oh, maybe I can sing, but I don't know. I didn't like. I think it was just singing songs that I liked. Like I would just sing in the car, and that was sort of how I would try to figure out different ways to use my voice. And but when I started playing in the over under, I started doing like. There's this lady, Melissa Cross. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she does these like vocal, like warm-ups and exercises, and I started doing those. So that's maybe the only like sort of vocal training that I've had, but just kind of practicing it, you know.
I did a play as well when I was like I was in year like 1 or something, and I was the understudy for Mary, and I just used to like sing opera because I didn't know what else to do, because
Yeah.
I would be singing opera in the school play, just attempting. But yeah, I feel like knowing how to use Logic really helps me specifically.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
They just Melodyne, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Melodyne saves me.
Melodyne does wonders.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone says like, oh, you're either born with singing or not. I really do believe that you can get better as a singer.
Yeah.
Like I've seen singers that weren't very good when they first started, and you know, then they just kind of worked at it and they developed their voice, and you know, it's your voice is a weird instrument because like it's kind of like a violin where like you don't really it's gonna sound like a weird analogy, but like you don't really there's no fret, there's no like key that you're hitting, you just kind of have to know where the note is on the, you know, on a violin it's obviously on a, you know, it's on what's the name of that, the bow, or I forget the name of it, but like you just kind of have to know where to press, whereas like a voice you have to know sort of, okay, this is where the note is, it's like this part of my you know, my head or my throat.
I'm so emo, I just want to learn how to scream now. I can be in the next the Linkin Park tribute band. It'd be great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that. I think you'd be a great fit.
I would love that, honestly. But thank you so much for being on my show on such like short notice as well. Like I really,
you're welcome.
really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. It's good to finally talk to you in person.
Literally.
Well, not in person, but not just over DM.
No, literally, like the fact that I've known about you since like 2014 is crazy. I'm a fangirl.
So it was a long time ago. We do. I think I speak on behalf of everyone in the band when I say I appreciate that, and yeah, I think it's great because like people, I'm sure there are probably people that are discovering the music today. It's like years, decades later. It's like it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's I get people hitting me up a lot like are you the over-under?
Like me, I asked.
Like I'll get DMs like, hey, are you the guy from the over-under? I'm like, yeah, I used to.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, that must be amazing though.
I think it kind of makes my day, honestly. I hope it keeps going.
Well, where can the listeners find you, Jimmy Connors?
As far as like producing stuff, JConn.net. Trying to think of and BeatStars is already on there. So yeah, JConn.net. That's pretty much all my production stuff, and then the Over Under pretty much lives on YouTube. We're not on any streaming platforms because we kind of like predated Spotify. So like we were never actually on. Spotify didn't really exist when we were like sort of when the band was going. So
Wow.
but yeah, we'll forever be on YouTube, and possibly we'll see if we can get it on Spotify.
Please do, because I want to add it to my playlist. I have like a pop punk playlist and I need to add it to it.
I'll see
Please,
what I can
even
do.
if it's just SoundCloud. Wait, I feel like it might be on SoundCloud.
Oh, I think we might be on SoundCloud. Yeah, I think I feel like we were at one point. You may have to check that, but I think I uploaded the stuff to SoundCloud just like for people to listen to it. So it should, so at least some of the stuff is on there. The older stuff might not be, but
Okay, well, I will definitely be listening again and reliving those college party days.
reliving the glory days.
Yeah, literally. I'm so excited. When I tell my friend that I spoke to you, he's going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that to me. But it's fine.
Putting on blast.
Big up.
Shout out to you're a real one.
But yeah, I guess that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for being here. And
you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I hope we could have you back sometime to talk about the emo stuff again, or your new projects, or whatever you're up to.
No, I'm happy to come back.
Hell
and,
yeah.
I'll follow your podcast and check out some of the other.
Oh my gosh, yes. I want to have like recurring guests. That would be so cool. Thank you everybody for listening, and make sure you check out Pepto Abysmal and check out the rest of the Boogie World. You can find us on the website. It's in the Boogie World Network's Instagram bio. So yeah, we'll see you next time on the MILXNAKE Show. Thank you once again to Jimmy Connors from the Over Under. My dream. I feel like I'm in college again. But yeah, see you guys next time.